Hello and good morning, everyone, and especially here, ASF Movement, Paul Walker here, and I'm just getting ready to do my morning wake-up call for you all. It's actually a little bit of a role reversal. It's about 20 to 10 here at night, at Friday night here in Australia, but I know for you guys in the Northern Hemisphere, you're obviously coming into the morning. So this is twofold. I hope to give you guys a bit of a wake-up call with some cool sort of mindset stuff. And this is also going to help me sort of keep me going for another couple more hours before I sort of put my head to the pillow and get some sleep. So, in this morning's wake up call, what I want to talk to you about was something sort of came to me this morning, my time when I was watching through the hangout this morning with Fraser and Sid and Yannick and a whole bunch of others there. And I thought it'd be really, really cool just to bring this to the meeting or to the wake up call this morning, which is it's about counting your wins. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is we all go through moments of doubting ourselves, feeling a little bit negative, feeling a little bit down, and it can get us in a bit of a rut, and it can really sort of compound how we're feeling. And as I said, those negative thoughts just keep sort of compounding on top of each other, and it gets very hard to break that cycle and get back into that positive way of thinking. So, one little trick that I kind of picked up along the way, as I said, is called counting your wins. Now, you can kind of go as extreme with this as you want to, or you can kind of be as, I guess, sort of blasé, or for some people, you may even think you're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel, but I don't really want you to feel that way because a win is a win. So I'll just to give you an idea of what I mean, and then hopefully this will make a bit more sense to you. So I've got a little folder that I keep and that I make every year, and it's called Gratitude and Memories. Okay, so this is my folder here, Gratitude and Memories for 2013. And what I do pretty much every year is throughout the year, every time I have a really, really good experience. So whether it's I'm hanging out with some friends, or I learn a new skill and I implement it and I kind of see a result from it. Obviously, I bring in a lead, or sign someone up to my business, whatever the case may be, whatever's a good positive emotion, a good memory. I write it down on like little cards, like little index cards, right? And I basically just put them into the folder throughout the year. So give you a bit of a highlight of stuff that I've got here. So obviously my birthday, obviously I'm always going to remember my birthdays, but sometimes they tend to blend into, one through past years. So just a quick little message of what I did, which was spend some time with my family. We made some homemade pizza, had a cake, watched a movie, and also got a lot of messages in from friends and family from all around the world on Facebook. So, that was a pretty cool, chilled out day for me. Here we go, July 8th. Got on a webinar with Vincent and Fraser. Obviously, this was the first sort of real webinar I'd really been on, and certainly the first webinar I was on with ILM. This was literally 2 weeks after they sort of first launched, so that was a pretty big deal for me. A couple of other days of just hanging out with some friends, some really good memories. Journal entry, like I've been trying to really keep a journal over the last sort of year, 2 years, and this year's been really focusing on making sure that I'm writing into it daily. So, I went two straight weeks with writing into my journal, so I was pretty proud about that. I went to a Metallica concert here in Australia with a good friend of mine, so that was a good memory. Um, Basically, here you go. I had a moment of feeling I was really down. I was actually feeling really kind of sick and depressed, and I'd been like that for a while. And I just sort of had a bit of a moment where I kind of snapped out of it, and I really made a decision about what I wanted to do with my future, and obviously involved working my business online, that type of thing. But that was kind of a bit of a defining moment for me. That was a win. It took me a long time to kind of break out of that dark cloud of a state that I was in. So that's something that that's a really good one that I like to remember, just because I remember how deep and dark and in a place that I was, and I was able to sort of snap myself out of it purely because I started doing some really good habits. I was reading books, listening to some personal audio, and writing in my journal, and just sort of setting myself some daily tasks. And it took me probably a good week to 10 days to really kind of snap out of that funk. But when I did, I actually had this really kind of defining moment, and that's the day that, as I said, I made a decision for myself. So. Um, Yeah, was sick. I was feeling sick, had the flu and stuff like that. But again, I sort of overcame that, and I still actually like shot a couple of videos that day, even though my voice was croaky and I felt crap. I just did it. I just knew that I had to do it, and I proved to myself that I could shoot a video while having the flu. So yeah, keep a couple of other things, concerts, that sort of stuff, other sort of memories. July 1st did my first $1 million day, with an ILN. So that was a big, massive breakthrough day for me. Um, and then yeah, a couple of other things here, finding people online, that I've really connected with and become friends with. So counting your wins, as I said, it's really about we're always going to remember the negative things, and it's kind of the way that unfortunately humans kind of are, and certainly the way that our brains sort of operates and stuff like that. So actually remembering the good stuff, remembering your wins, okay, and putting them into a folder, putting them into a jar, something that you can go back and reflect on. And what I typically do at the end of the year, so around that New Year's period where everyone's obviously looking for resolutions, that type of thing, I don't so much make resolutions anymore. I obviously set myself goals for the year, but this is also a good chance to really reflect on the year that's gone by, and instead of just thinking about my year and obviously having more negative things come back to my memory, because that's typically what happens, I can think of the bad things and go, yeah, 2013 wasn't so great. But then I crack open the folder and I look at the 20, 30, 50, 100 things that have gone in there that remind me of all the good things and all the wins that I had. Yeah, and that really, I think, puts the year into perspective. So what I would like you guys to do, obviously you don't have to do this, but I think it'd be a really great thing for you guys to do if you're someone who does sort of struggle with your own self-doubt, or you let that inner voice really kind of take charge of you and stuff like that, is to take the time, throughout the day today, whatever you're doing, going to work, at home, at your computer, whatever, start thinking about your wins. Like, what are some of the good things you've done, either in your life so far, or if you can obviously remember the things that you've done this year. And when I said getting, you might be scraping the bottom of the barrel, I mean by, if what you might think it's a petty thing, but it is actually a win, then count it. Okay, so things that I've put in the past, I'll give you an example, is putting out a Facebook post that got 5 likes or more, or got 3 shares or more. I wrote that down. That was a win. To get that sort of engagement on a Facebook post, to me, that's a win. To you might have some emails, you might have some you're trying to get people to opt into your email list, and you might get one person opt in today. That's a win. That's one person more than you had yesterday, so that's a win. Obviously, if you sign someone into your team, if you're signing 2, if you're signing 5, whatever the case may be, they're all wins. And there's some people like Fraser who have got 300 people on the team. There's other people within ASF that maybe only have one or have none. So, if you've got one, if you've only got two, be grateful and be thankful that you have that. But count that as a win. That is a win. Someone out there in the world liked your content, liked what you had to say, wanted you to be their coach, wanted you to show them how to, get into the ILN network, or show them how to do whatever with their online business. So that is a win, okay? So as I said, so throughout the day today, just start having a bit of a think about it. And, over the weekend, give yourself an hour, to really just sort of put pen to paper and write down your wins. And as I said, if you have to go back through your life, and remember some of those, obviously enthusiastic moments of having a win, or knowing that you accomplished something, or knowing that you overcame a hurdle, put that down, write that down, put it in a folder, put it in a jar, a box, whatever you have, and go back to those from time to time when you're feeling low, when your negative voice is telling you that to quit and you can't do it, and you're jealous at someone else's success. When you're having all those bad moments, crack open that box, crack open that envelope, and just flick through your wins to tell yourself, hey, I can do this. Hey, I'm good at something. Hey, I overcame, this obstacle that was massive to me in my life. That's what those wins should be, okay? And if you can get into the habit of doing it every single year, you'll be surprised at how quickly your brain will start turning into positive things. And soon it'll be the reverse. You're going to write down the negative crap. I wouldn't suggest that, but the purpose is that you'll train your brain to be more thinking about the memorable things in your life, that you won't even think about the negative crap. And even if you do, you've got a resource to go back to. You might have 5 years worth of envelopes to keep, or maybe convert them all to computer, so you have them a little more on a file, something, a spreadsheet, something like that. So that's the mindset for today. And as I said, I hope that's giving you some juice to get you through in the weekend. So I really implore you, if, as I said, if you're having those moments where you know that you are someone who doubts himself, gets some negative feedback. Maybe you get rejected on Facebook when you send out the messages that Fraser says, this is how you got to contact people. When people are rejecting you and they don't want to listen to you and you're trying to give them advice and they tell you to go away, whatever, and you're feeling low and you feel like grabbing your computer and throwing it against the wall and quitting and canceling your credit cards, all that sort of stuff. Okay, when you get to that frustration moment, before you even get there, let's crack open your envelope, have a look at those cards, have a look at your wins. Okay, I guarantee you, it'll give you that positive energy, and it's going to make it all worthwhile. And again, these wins, should be something that ties in with why, with your big reason why. So I hope that's really helped you guys. As I said, I hope that's given you a lot of juice. And as I said, have a crack, give it a go, put pen to paper, do it before the new week starts. Get it done before Sunday night. And as I said, next week when you're rolling next week, and if you have that moment of doubt, have a look at it. And as I said, I guarantee it'll give you that positive juice back to keep going and get through whatever it is you need to get through. So have a fantastic weekend, guys. I really enjoyed being on the Hangout for the brief couple of moments I was there before my internet kicked me off. Remember, as a final message, we've got a couple of Hangouts on the Sunday night, so make sure you guys tune into that. Obviously, the big one is Fraser's bringing, one of his mentors, and obviously a lady that's loved by, millions within the industry, a top recruiter herself, and obviously has a massive skill set in being able to teach people how to recruit. The one and only Miss Pamela Herman is going to be on the Hangout on Sunday night, so make sure you mark that in your diary. Make sure you check out the ASF website to know exactly when the date and time is for that. But it's Sunday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you get yourself there and reserve it. Make sure you bring a pen, a notepad. You don't want to miss it. There's going to be a lot of notes to be taken, and it's going to be well worth while you check that out. So make sure you don't forget that. I hope you guys all have a fantastic weekend. Go out there, kill it in your business, enjoy life. Make sure you give yourself some time to have a bit of a relaxing time, have a beer or something over the weekend, see some sunshine, and I look forward to speaking to you guys all early next week, and we'll crack into it again for another full-on week of ASF movement. So have a fantastic weekend, guys. Speak to you then. Bye.